Hello. So glad to see you. Let's see how we're going to do this. I got my hair partially out today. But thank you so much for watching this video today. I'm talking about keys to health and well being as a location independent freelance writer. So glad to be here to be able to talk about this subject today because it's very, very important. If you don't know who I am, my name is Halana Black, and I've been a freelance writer for the past 8 years as of the recording of this video. And for the last 5 years, I have been a traveling freelance writer. I left the United States in July of 2018, and I first moved to Thailand. And since then, I have been to other countries like um, let's see, Thailand, Dubai, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Myanmar. And right now I live in Rwanda. And so I've been here for a couple of years in Rwanda. And since I've been gone from the US, I've gone through a big change in my health. That was really sort of the reason for my wanting to leave the States in the first place, was so that I would have the space to be able to focus on my health. One of the things that I really love about being a freelance writer is that you get to work your business in the way that you want to. And so, what that actually means is you work the hours that you want. You can what I like to be able to do is first of all, what I do is I work with corporations. And the reason why I freelance write, I do content marketing for corporations, is because corporations actually pay well. You can write for other places, but they don't pay as well as corporations, in my opinion. And so I tend to do less writing for things like small businesses or magazines or other things like that, unless it's something that I really want to do, just because I just find like it's a fun uh, it's a fun project. But for the most part, my bread and butter, um, how I'm able to pay for all of my travels, how I'm able to put money into savings, is because I write for corporations that have big budgets. And when you do that, one of the things that I like to do is I decide that I do very few writing assignments for as high a fee as absolutely possible. And what happens when you organize your business that way is that I find that I have more time to focus on other things that are important to my life, that sort of help me to keep my body, my mind, my spirit um, as high as possible. And all of those things are important. If you listen to me at all at any point, or if you're interested in freelancing, or really for people who are interested in just having their own business, for a lot of the people that I meet anyway, it's often because they want to be able to live life on their own terms. And I very rarely meet people who are interested in just working until the day that they die. They actually do work that they enjoy doing, maybe even love doing. They use skills that they enjoy using, and then they just have more space to be able to focus on other parts of your life, because you're a whole human being. You deserve to to be able to express those other parts of yourself. So, one of the things that I do to be able to keep myself healthy while being a location independent freelance writer is I do a lot of walking. I try to get out as much, almost every day. If I don't get outside every day, then I will jump rope. I have a really well, I have three, I have three balcony spaces, and that I have in there. Two of them are really quite huge, and so I can go outside and I can jump rope if I don't get to go outside and walk. But one of the really great things about being in Rwanda is that we have a lot of hills. Rwanda is called the land of a thousand hills. Um, and so the hills really feel like, if you're not from here, the hills really feel like more of They feel more like mountains than just hills, but to the local people, they call them hills. So, um, and another thing that I really love about Rwanda, most people are very familiar with Rwanda's history with genocide here, and they've done such a beautiful job with showing what it looks like to be able to take a tragedy and to be able to move forward from um, from a tragedy such as a genocide. And one of the things that they put into place here that I found to be really interesting is that they really love sports. And so they will often do things, as they call it a Kigali night run. Um, the weather in Kigali is often, it's usually very temperate throughout the year. So meaning that we get a lot of spring weather. So, it's not too hot. It'll be warm during the day and it might get a little cooler at night, but no extreme temperatures. And so the nighttime is a really great time to be able to go outside and walk, run, or, roller skate, whatever it is that you want to do. And because the roads here are so beautifully paved and the city is really beautiful at night with all the hills and the lights, it's nice to be able to go out and walk and run at night to do 5K runs. They've been trying to do it once a month. Sometimes they might skip a month. Um, but what it's a free event. They block out a certain amount of the road here, and we can all sort of go out there at a certain time, and that's what we're going to do tonight. So I'm really getting prepared for that as far as getting all my hydration in and all that stuff. But it's really fun if you can find local events where you are that you can get involved in. It might be running, it might be soccer, it might be basketball. Um, you might go to the gym, you might want to go find a tennis court. Um, Tons of sports for you to be able to get involved in. I am not a runner. I should stop saying that. I am a runner. I'm a new runner, and I'm learning how to run. Um, so it's not like you have to be good at these things before you actually get involved. It's a really nice way to go out and meet people and all sorts of things. So you need to be, when you're a freelance writer, you need to be able to get up from your desk and move your body in some way, shape, or form. A walk from the corner, from your home to the corner, back and forth a few times is just fine if that's all you're going to start with. Um, but yeah, I really have learned to enjoy walking and running. Never thought that I would be there because I'm not a sports person at all. But I know as a freelance writer, you can sort of get stuck in your assignments for hours at a time, sometimes days at a time. If you're not careful, you can sit at your desk for so long that you forget that the sun is shining outside and you never take a break because you're so focused on trying to get these assignments done. So that's something that you need to do. Find an activity that you enjoy doing and just go ahead and get involved. And you can do that um, when you go to other countries. It's actually a really nice way to be able to learn the culture. Number two, you want to be able to eat well. Eat well. Um, I'll be honest with you, I'm an American. I've lost a significant amount of weight, at least 100 pounds since I've left the United States. I did not start, that was not my goal when I left. I just wanted to be able to feel better. And so it's been a process of losing weight in chunks over a certain amount of time. And I've had help. Um, what I have found since being overseas is that I have been able to have extra money to be able to pay for the extra help that I need uh, to be able to focus on my health. So when I talked about before on this channel, when I originally moved to Thailand, I was making the bare minimum in my business. If I made like 1,200 bucks in a month, like that was a good month. But luckily for me, living in Thailand, you don't need a whole lot to be able to live in. So what I did was I found a an herbalist and a few other people for me to be able to work with while I was there, and I had the best support with helping me with what I thought was just helping me to lose some weight, maybe because at the time I didn't even really see myself as being able to lose weight. I really just wanted to feel better. I didn't know that losing weight. I didn't really think that losing weight would be a part of the process, which is strange. We have a lot of stuff in our head that we need to be able to work on. But um, I did like a fruit fast, and this is not a prescription for anyone's health. I'm just telling you what I did for my life. I was put on like a fruit diet for 6 months, um, and it's taken some time for it to be able to stick. And now I'm a complete vegetarian. I don't eat any meat whatsoever. I eat mostly fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, lots of water. And I find that that really works for me. I'm not telling you that you need to be a vegetarian, but you do need to be um, you need to be cognizant of what it is that you put into your body. In my opinion, the food that you get outside of the United States is way better than the stuff that you get inside of the United States, even the stuff that's organic. The difference in the flavor is amazing. Like even at the point when I was eating eggs, like even the eggs taste better when you go to other countries. I don't eat eggs anymore. Um, but when I did eat eggs, eating overseas, the eggs have been of better quality. They tasted fresher. Um, I eat a lot of fruit smoothies. I'm still trying to work on this smoothie here. And so it's not the prettiest. Fruit smoothies, unless you put like a few things in it. But this is a lot. This is half a papaya, two mini bananas, um, three passion fruit, couple handfuls of strawberries. What else did I put in here? Some lime juice, and then a big piece of fresh turmeric. Was probably about 2.5 inches of turmeric, and some ginger, good healthy knob of ginger, and I mixed that all up. And when I use the papaya, I do use some of the seeds. They're very good for helping with your digestion. Sometimes, if you go out to eat, you may get sick. I get stomach illnesses in every country that I go to, including the United States. So it's good to be able to have things, natural things like papayas, to be able to help you to keep your digestive system clean. So that's the smoothie. I blend that up and I drink that up, and that's one meal for the day. And then I'll have like, I like to have a big salad, and my salads are like buckets of salad. And so um, usually I like to have like a kale salad if I can get kale or lettuce or something. All the usual salad stuff. I make my own salad dressings and all of that stuff. But there's tons of other ways to be able to stay healthy. Like in a lot of the other countries that I've been to, um, you can find restaurants or find people who can cook for you, so you can control, or you can cook for yourself. Here in Rwanda, it's really nice to be able to have fresh foods and things deliverable to my apartment. That's one of the things that I really love about being here. I never have to go to a market. And markets are not really readily available like they are in other African countries. Like in other African countries, you can go to pretty much any corner and find, some lady selling fruit and all sorts of things. That's not necessarily true here in Kigali. I've seen it in a couple of neighborhoods, but nothing really in my vicinity. And there's a few um, expat markets down the road from where I am, but it's mostly like packaged stuff. So they have, cookies and all sorts of other stuff. And sometimes, like the other day, I found someone was selling um, nori seaweed wraps for like the ones that you use to make sushi. which is cool. So I bought myself some, and I'm going to make some vegetable wraps and make like a peanut butter dipping sauce to go with it. So, staying healthy, eating well is really important. You have to eat well. You can't expect to exercise your way out of poor eating habits, is what people like to say. So, make your food, make connections with restaurants and other people who can prepare healthy food for you when you're overseas. And that's a good way to be able to start when you're a freelance writer working overseas. Then you want to be able to make space for your mental health. Mental health is so important. That's one of the 5 things that I've been working on. When you start to do things where you're thinking about what it is that you believe in about yourself, working on things like your sense of self esteem, working on like self forgiveness. I have a thing where I talk about wasting time on forgiving other people for the things that they've done to you is really sort of a waste of time. You're much better off spending that time trying to figure out how to forgive yourself for the past decisions you made that may have put you in spaces where you probably should not have been. That's a much better way to spend your life. And I'm saying it like, I'm like it's not a big deal, but it is a big deal, and it takes time to be able to figure those things out. And you will probably need some support in order to do that. And so as a freelance writer, I make enough money to be able to pay for support to be able to work those things out. I do a lot of journaling exercises. Journaling is something free that you can do on your own. But when you get things, um, journaling is something that I do for free on my own. But when there are things that you're going to come up with in your head, um, that you need to be able to discuss with other people. Otherwise, you're going to spend time spinning your wheels for months, maybe even years at a time. And once you figure out that something is a problem or there's some sort of a thought loop in your head that is not healthy, you want to be able to find someone who can help you break out of that loop so that you can move to the other side of it and be able to move on to better areas of your life. Okay? So make space for mental health. And that's basically all that I had today. That was all. I'm getting ready to do the 5K, the Kigali night run. I hope it's still going on. Sometimes they cancel it at the last minute. One of the things that they do here that's sort of annoying when they announce the 5K events, they tell you like 2 days before. I don't know if it's because of the weather. They're just like, oh, yeah, on Friday, we're going to shut down these particular roads in the city and we're just going to do this 5K. Now, I don't know if they knew this ahead of time and maybe I'm the one that's late to this information, which is might totally be valid. Um, but yeah, I don't find out about them until like 2 days before. Uh, so I hope it is still going on because I haven't gotten another. They usually will send out a message on the phone, like a broadcast message on the phone to everybody um, that has a certain phone company system. So I haven't heard anything else about it. I'm going to show up, and if nobody else is there, I'll walk by myself. So that's all that I have today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I would appreciate it if you can answer the question: how do you give your body a break after long periods of sitting at your computer? What are some of the things that you do? You can put that in the comments below. Also, if you are interested in working with me one on one to figure out how to get better freelance clients so that you can also be a location independent freelance writer, I'm available. You can go to the description box and click on the link to set up a one on one session with me. Or you can just go to halanablack.com and click on freelance writer coaching. That's all I have today. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Peace.